All right, what is going on, everybody? Hello, everyone. Hello. And welcome. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. I am DSP, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for today, Tuesday, the 8th of January, 2019. What's up, everyone? Hope you're all doing well, and get ready for something pretty cool. At least I hope it ends up being pretty cool. Today, it is time for a blast from the past, as they say. So, let's give you guys a little bit of a history lesson, shall we? So back in the day, back before the era of direct capture and live streaming, back when I was still white hot popular on YouTube, and pretty much every playthrough I put out got insane views and lots of popularity. There was a summer where I decided that for the first time ever in my life, I was going to play the classic trilogy of Grand Theft Auto games. At that point in my life, I had only played Grand Theft Auto 4. It was actually the only modernized Grand Theft Auto game that I had ever played. I had never played it for YouTube at that point. I had only done it as an offline playthrough before I was doing videos for YouTube. But ever since I started making videos in 2008, my viewing audience have been asking me, will you ever play the classic Grand Theft Autos? And I finally decided, after probably about 2 years straight of people asking me to play these games, that I was going to do a special summer-long event. Okay? It was going to be Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I was going to play all three of them back to back to back to fill up an otherwise pretty dead summer of 2012. That's right, it was 7 years ago. Or I guess you could say 6.5 years ago. Okay? And you know, typically every single summer is pretty dead. There's almost no major game releases during the summertime months at all. Alright? And so it was the very first exposure I had ever had to the Grand Theft Auto Classic series, and I was playing these games on PlayStation 2, okay, plugged into my HD TV, and it did not work very well. Just being very honest with all of you, it was pretty bad. It was laggy as hell, and basically caused me to have much difficulty playing these games because of the massive input delay between trying to convert a standard definition game console to an HD TV. It was not a good time, okay? And I remember playing these games and basically suffering through them. And what I mean by that is not doing well, you know, doing really poorly playing them, and just not having a good time. Although I did enjoy playing the games over the summer, and by the way, they ended up being some of my most popular playthroughs up to that point on YouTube. Like, the Grand Theft Auto stuff exploded in popularity that summer, and I remember it was pretty crazy because, as I said, there's usually nothing going on in the summertime. And I remember that year in particular, you know, I had played all these new releases, and I'd done pretty good. Then the summer came, and I had, like, insanely huge jump in popularity and money, just being honest. And I was like, wow, this is pretty crazy that I could play a game during the summer that's not even a new game, and it actually gave me more views and more popularity and more profit than when I was playing the new releases. It was just, like, nuts, okay? So, that being said, it was a crazy summer. You know, it took me about 2 months, I would say, of playing these games. Roughly, I think I played them around 6 hours a day. I'm trying to remember exactly how much I did, but I know for a fact that I didn't play them all day, every day. I remember it taking at least 1 to 2 weeks each game to beat, okay? And so, after, you know, this crazy-ass summer of marathoning the games, a lot of people liked the playthroughs, but there were a lot of gripes. I mean, because I had never played any of these games before, I had a lot of difficulty with them. And there were even some parts that I basically cheated to get by. In particular, Grand Theft Auto 3, I never beat it legit. I just didn't. I was having so many problems with the game, glitches, bugs, and just not doing a good time in it because of the delay of the controls and not knowing what to do and failing, that to beat the game, I was so fed up, I just used cheat codes. I remember, like, I was so angry. I was like, I just don't want to play this anymore. I've lost my interest in it. I want to go on to the next one. And I did. I cheated in order to, beat it. So I never legitimately actually beat Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay? So this has kind of been one of my bucket list games to go back to play again. And in the year of 2018, which was my 10th anniversary as a content creator, I did eventually go back to play both Grand Theft Auto Vice City and San Andreas in their newer HD ported versions. In the meantime, from me having played these games in 2012, they had been ported, upscaled from their PlayStation 2 versions to an HD version available on modern consoles. No input delay whatsoever in the controls, and a few tweaks here and there. Okay? So, I wanted to go back to it. And, I did get to 2 of them last year, but I did not get to Grand Theft Auto 3. So, finally, now, here we are in January. Perfect opportunity. There's nothing really going on in the realm of new releases until the end of this month, when finally we'll have some really big epic ones in Resident Evil 2's remake, as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. But we will see how things go. My second only run in Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, full disclosure up front, everyone, no, I cannot use in-game music, as you guys know. That's pretty much kaput. You can't use in-game music at all anymore for these kind of games, because it all gets copyright strikes and content ID matches on YouTube, which means when people go to watch this on YouTube, the whole thing would be muted, and there's no point then. So, yeah, it has to be music-free. However, the good news here is these streams are now interactive. This is now about not only me playing the game, but me interacting with you, talking and reacting and having a fun time. And that makes these streams way better than the old offline, isolated playthroughs, where basically it was me driving around trying to fill up dead time. Let's face it, in these old Grand Theft Auto games, you've got to drive around a ton, right? So, now, instead of having to fill dead air with me gabbing or listening to the music, now we can just interact with each other. All right, which is much better in my opinion. This worked both for Vice City and for San Andreas last year. The playthroughs ended up being great and people really liked them. So I think it's going to be more of the same for GTA 3 here. Okay? So it should be good. See, here's the thing. Some people are like, but doesn't Grand Theft Auto 3 have cover music? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter what it has because they sold the soundtrack. That's the problem. All these great classic Grand Theft Auto games, they sold the soundtracks, and because they did, all of the tracks, all the music tracks in the game get content ID matched on YouTube, and YouTube mutes all the videos. So, that's the deal. Alright? It should still be fun, and I'll be playing GTA 3, balanced with other stuff until the new releases come out in about 2 weeks. We got about 2 weeks between now and when new releases start coming out. So it should be a fun time balancing this, with all the other stuff that I'm playing, including games such as Smash Brothers, Final Fantasy IV, Minecraft, and Black Ops. All right, so there should still be a good variety of content coming up in the next couple of weeks until we get to the new releases of the month. Okay? All right, so I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. It's always exciting when I get to come back and play a game from the past and take a second stab at it. And, 2018, in a lot of ways, was the year of the redemption. Like, I went back to a ton of games that had beaten me in the past, like Scarface, or Persona 3, or, like I said, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas, and I went back and did, in my opinion, much better playthroughs of them this time around, or actually finished up the unfinished, okay? So, hopefully, this will end up going well. You guys will enjoy it, and it'll be a good time. And just in general, it should be a pretty good time, all right? So that's my main gameplay stream for today, GTA 3. Tonight will be Smash Brothers Ultimate. And I'll actually be doing a lobby with viewers. So I'll be setting up a private lobby with a password on stream, and viewers will be able to join said lobby and play me in free-for-all matches for a couple hours tonight, okay? Should be fun. Last time I did it, people really enjoyed it, so we're going to do it again tonight and see how it goes, okay? Tomorrow I'm going to be doing more Grand Theft Auto 3. I figure if we're starting it up, might as well do it 2 days in a row. And then tomorrow night, I'll be doing a late night stream of Final Fantasy IV. It's the first late night session I've done of the game. I've really enjoyed it up to now. I think I'm about 16 hours into it. And, you know, not even close to the end. At this point, I think there's still about at least a required 10 hours in order to get to the end of the game. And then there's going to be optional content and stuff as well. So it's a good RPG to play this month before Kingdom Hearts comes out. So tomorrow night, 2 more hours, it should be good. Thursday's my day off to run errands, to spend some time with Kat, yada, yada, yada. And then on Friday, I'm back, and I'm probably going to be playing even more Grand Theft Auto 3, since, you know, this is going to be a playthrough that I definitely want to make some headway in. And then probably some Black Ops 4 Blackout Friday night, okay? So, that's the deal for the rest of the week, and then, of course, we'll play it by ear this weekend. We'll see what I'm going to be doing. And, you know, we'll go from there and have some fun, all right? Now, another couple updates here for you guys. You guys may have noticed, either on the pre-streams or during breaks, I have a few new things. We have a new piece of artwork for the channel that's really cool, the new DSPGaming artwork. And that is from the same person who designed my skull shirt 2 years ago for Teespring. I know you may be saying, holy shit, 2 years ago? Yeah, it was 2 years ago when I became a full-time streamer and I adopted a Teespring store, and he designed the original skull design for the store. So he's actually working on designing a line of new products. And you might have seen the picture here on pre-stream. It's pretty cool, isn't it? In addition, there's a new musical remix that was added to the pre-stream music. But I don't know if you guys have even heard it yet, because now I put it on random. People have been asking me, instead of just playing the same order of songs, to put it on random. So I did, but now I don't know actually if anyone's heard the new song or not. There is a new song in there. I just don't know if you guys have heard it yet. Okay. Okay. So in addition to all of that, there may be some more new stuff coming up soon. The problem is, really, honestly, I just don't have time to work on it. Like, I got some more new artwork and other things that I could work on, and I don't have a moment to sit down and work on it. I'm so busy at this point, you know, trying to put out streams and everything for you guys. And behind the scenes, things have been pretty hectic. Kat's been sick, and right now she's dying sick downstairs trying to get some sleep. And it's like, this really sucks that, you know, everything's so hectic and busy and I can't really sit down to focus on anything. You know, I spent 5-6 hours on Sunday night getting as much done as I could, and I still didn't get everything done. So, it is what it is, all right? But things are going good. Things are busy. Things are good, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, instead of doing a large plug segment like I used to do, I'm going to very, very shorten the plug segment today. I'm going to say a couple things. Number one, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Your monthly pledges help me out, and you earn personal perks as a way to say thank you. All right? There you go. That's number one. Number two, on today's stream, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you guys a shout out. All right? Again, this is all about interaction, interactive stream. There won't be any music in the game. So with no music while driving around, you know, it's up to us to kind of fill the dead time with some fun conversation and the like, which I know we will, because we already did last year with Vice City and San Andreas, okay? But if you cheer, sub, or tip, I'll give you a shout out during the stream. Makes the stream a lot more fun. As you can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard where the top cheerer, top tipper will make it up there and get notoriety, okay? Now, here's the deal. As you can see at the top of the screen, everybody, okay? As you can see at the very top of the screen, the bottom line is, I now have a tips goal for the day. All right, that's for the day, by the way. That's not for the stream. That's for the whole day. This is because I really am desperately trying to make up for the fact that things just have not been going well recently financially for me behind the scenes because of a few factors. Number one, the fact that October was one of the worst months I've ever had on Twitch because people had basically stopped being generous because stupid ass Tutankhamun came here during the summer and dropped all those donation bombs on the streams, but that basically turned off other people from coming to the streams and donating. So it screwed things over for me long term, despite the fact that I had some short-term games in the summer, and now I got paid for that in December. I was like, man, this is not enough money to even pay my bills. Then on top of all of that, I was sick for a week, all right? And the sickness at the end of December screwed me over, because this was a time when normally I'd be having people come in and be generous for the holidays, and I'd be doing holiday-themed stuff. You know, I did the Christmas Eve podcast, and it was going to have a day of all multiplayer the day after Christmas. None of it happened because I was so damn sick, okay? So because of that, sadly, you know, I lost a ton of income that I rely on to pay bills and the like. And right now I'm in a situation where I'm trying to pay all my bills, and it's very rough because I don't have enough money. I'm just being honest. So it's been your contributions over the last few days that have helped me out. All of your tips have been going towards bills. And right now, you know, it's helping out a ridiculous amount because I don't get paid by Twitch for at least another week. Okay? So right now, all of your contributions are helping me out tremendously. Okay? That's why I set up the tips goal. And I'm going to have this up every day for the next week. And yesterday, I just, for the hell of it, tried it out for the first time. And it worked perfectly. We exceeded the tips goal yesterday. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this is really helpful. This is going to pay a bunch of bills. This is great. So thank you to anyone who contributed yesterday via the tips goal. It's really nice of you, okay? That being said, we got to keep it going for, like I said, for about another week until I get paid by Twitch, okay? So you're going to see the tips goal up there. As people contribute with tips, it'll be a running total, and we're hoping to hit that goal of $200 a day. So in the next week, that's going to be a lot of extra money to go right towards the bills and get me through until I get paid by Twitch, okay? So please, consider contributing today, you know, if at all you can. Any method is appreciated. I certainly don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But if you could tip me today, it would help me more than anything else. And it would help us with this tips goal, all right? How do you tip me? There's two ways. If you look below the stream, there's a button that says tip jar you can click on. And if you don't see that button, you could just type !tip into the stream chat. That'll bring up the link. Either way, you're going to end up on my PayPal tips page where you can either be anonymous or you can leave your name in a message, okay? So please consider contributing today, if at all you can, via tips. That's the best method. It helps me out the most, even though I do appreciate cheers and subs and Patreon and everything. Tipping me today is the way to go because I need to get through until I get paid by Twitch in the middle of the month. I need to get by, all right? And it sucks that all this happened. Quite frankly, if I was here for the last week of December, probably everything would have been fine. But that's life, right? You get screwed over. So it is what it is. So let's see how it goes, all right? Hopefully, it does go well. Hopefully, I can hit the tips goal many times this week, and I can get through this time, and we'll be all good to go, okay? Alrighty then. All right, so, that's really it. I'm trying to think, do I have anything else I really need to talk about today? I don't think so. Again, I apologize that you're going to hear me clearing my throat constantly today. The stupid cold lingers, you know, the stupid cold symptoms, and they're going to keep lingering. Pain in the fucking ass. Not much I can do about it. You know, this is what happens when I get sick, is I get lingering ass annoying symptoms because I have post-nasal drip. And they won't friggin' go away, and it's probably going to take weeks for them to finally phase out. It's a pain in my ass, alright? So I apologize for that. You know, I'll do my best to tough through it and still be here for you guys and put out entertaining streams all day long, despite the fact that I may sound like crap, okay? Alright, so now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for shoutouts. Let's give some shoutouts for those who've contributed so far today on the stream, okay? So we start off with B-Boy Cyclone, who has resubbed for the 16th month in a row, and he says, hell yeah, I'm ready for GTA3. Me too. I remember liking the game, but I also remember it just being so ridiculously difficult. And I'm wondering if today, with the non-delayed controls, if it'll be easier. Because I remember the control scheme of this game is very primitive, because remember, this is the very first 3D Grand Theft Auto game. Before this, it had all been top-down games with pixelated graphics. It was a much different gaming experience. This game took it into an open-world 3D environment, which was very different from anything previously in the series. But it also means it has the worst controls, you know what I mean? The toughest missions. A lot of people arguably say that this is the hardest GTA game of all time. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also thinking I'm probably going to fail a lot. I guess we'll have to see, okay? But I am hoping to legitimately beat it this time. Since I never legitimately beat it the first time around, coming back to it after, 6.5 years, and now tackling it in a new version, hopefully we will be able to beat it legit this time, okay? Hardy Buck cheered. I said, thoughts on the... My laptop would work. Thoughts on the last season of Game of Thrones being 6 movie-length episodes? I have 0 thoughts. I haven't seen Game of Thrones since season 4, and I think I barely saw 1 episode of it then. So I'm only like 4 or 5 seasons behind or whatever, and it has no effect on me whatsoever. Maybe one day I'll eventually get to see it. I don't know. Alright, Polish Sausage. Cheers, should we be using cheats or stream chat for this run? Cheats, absolutely not. Stream chat, absolutely yes. That's the whole point of interactive streaming, folks. When I changed my streaming method 2 years ago now, I explained to all of you that things were going to change. It was all going to be about interaction. If I need help in games or whatever, people can help me. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean spoilers constantly, but if I'm getting stuck on something and people have advice, yes, the whole point is to give me that advice so that I can advance in the game and we can keep going and have a good time. Not that I'm stuck on a fucking mission for 14 hours. It's not like it was, back in the day when I was doing offline playthroughs. Those days have been over for years. Why people still live in the past, I have no idea. But there are still people who have an issue with someone in the stream chat actually trying to assist me with games. It's really fucking stupid, because every other streamer does it that way too. But, people want to complain about anything. So, there's your answer. No, I will not be using cheats, but yes, if people want to give me advice in the stream chat, I absolutely will be accepting it. Okay? Everyone give me a minute. I gotta blow my nose. It's bothering me. Give me a minute to blow my nose. I'll be right back, then we'll continue on with the shoutouts, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. So annoying. Such a fucking annoying cold. Alright, Hardy Buck. Cheer to gangs and seeing as you played every Grand Theft Auto thoroughly, which is your favorite and why? Mine is GTA 4 for the story. Overall, what you have to weigh and balance and factor in here is overall not only gameplay, but also story, and also atmosphere. If you're talking overall atmosphere, I'd probably say Vice City really does feel like the 1980s, with the music and the vibe of the game, the way everything looks. Definitely the 80s throwback, and I like that about the game. I have to agree that Grand Theft Auto 4 holds a special place in my heart. It's the very first modernized Grand Theft Auto that I had ever played. In fact, it was during that era, the 2007 year, when I had stopped playing competitive Street Fighter for the first time in like a decade, and I decided I wanted to start doing console gaming again. So I got Grand Theft Auto 4 and started playing it, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, man, this is true immersion. A world that really feels like a live, interactive world of Liberty City. Characters that seem alive. They have a story. They have vibrance to them. They have all these lines of spoken dialogue and stuff. Really makes them feel unique and different and interesting. A ton of side content paired in with a ridiculous amount of story. I had never played in my life at that point. I don't think I'd ever played a 20-hour-long video game. So when I played Grand Theft Auto 4, I was so blown away by it. So that one definitely, I would say in my, for me, kind of is the game that got me into Grand Theft Auto, and liking the franchise a lot. So we'll see what happens, okay? We shall see what happens, and in the future with this series, because I think what happened was with Grand Theft Auto 5, they kind of very interestingly, they innovated with the gameplay. You could switch between 3 characters, and they all have their own individual plot lines. And some people really liked it, and some people hated it. They're like, it's such a departure from what Grand Theft Auto is, right? I'll be very interested to see what they do with the next one in the series, okay? But I would say for me, atmosphere, Vice City, but overall experience and story, Grand Theft Auto 4, okay? All right. Goldry Bloods Glow cheers and shout out to Sabretooth Dinozord. Well, there you go. Hardy Buck cheers said, 8 years on YouTube and the internet in general, that's completely wrong. It's actually at this point over 10 years. But he says, have you learned any life lessons? Oh, I've learned tons. So many things that have happened and changed in my life, in my experience and wisdom. So many things. And I'm not going to go into a laundry list, but just a very few quick things. Number one, learn to walk in someone else's shoes. Be careful what you say on the internet. And, always try to not talk out of your butt. Because early back in the day, when I started off on YouTube, I was a very opinionated guy. I was very stubborn. I was very obstinate. And I would basically say stuff like, oh, Minecraft's for kids, and, you're an idiot if you play it, and stuff like that. And, it was just stupid shit that I would talk straight out of my butt. And really, it was really dumb. Very ignorant stuff. And what you got to realize is that you have an audience that listens to that. And sadly, what happened was a lot of people got turned off to me over the years from the stupid shit that I would say and do without actually taking the time to do any research to figure out what I was saying was true or anything like that. And, now it's very different. Like, even when people tell me that something sucks, usually I still give it a chance, Like the whole Battle Royale fad, I never would have played a single Battle Royale game if I had listened to a lot of my viewers. They say, it sucks, don't do it. Don't play PUBG, that game's a piece of crap. Then I did, it ends up becoming one of my major projects for the last year, to the point where now I've played every major Battle Royale game, and really enjoy games like Black Ops 4, and it's become a staple part of my content. See, back in the day, I would have just said, fuck it. It's all for dumbasses, and I never would have played it, The other major thing I've learned is very simple. You have a private life and a personal, you have a personal private life and a public life. And they do need to stay separate. Previously in my life, when I started this whole YouTube thing, I basically shared everything. I vlogged everything. And everything in my personal life was public. And it was like that for many, many years. Until finally in 2017, things basically finally came to a breaking point. And I realized I needed to change that. I needed to become a much more private person. If I was going to have a nice personal life outside of all the drama and nonsense of the internet, I needed to do it that way. And the thing was, back in the day when I started on the internet, it wasn't like that. Because back then, I could share anything about my life with you guys, and it would all be fine. People would take it in a positive light. Wow, Phil did a walkthrough of his house. That's amazing that he would share that with us. This is really cool. Wow, Phil went on a convention or went on a vacation and he vlogged it. This is neat. This is awesome, and really nice of him to do that. Today, any of that stuff that I do, there's this crazy amount of toxic, mentally ill people who just do anything to hurt me and spin stuff into a negative shitball, basically. So, anything I share immediately becomes an attack, immediately becomes something fucking negative, right? I mean, I recently, just talking with trolls, which sucks because I was hoping that a lot of these people who were talking with me were actually trying to help me. Offline, has nothing to do with the streams. People were messaging me saying, "Oh, I would like to help you with your financial troubles, but can you keep me private?" Yes, I can, and so let's just keep the whole thing private. Oh, see, Phil wants to hide donations from his fans so they don't know that he's getting donations. It's fucked up, stupid, brainless shit. But anything that happens to me that's like private immediately gets spun into something negative. Even if it doesn't even make any logical fucking sense to anyone with a brain, they still do it. So, the bottom line is, keeping stuff private, away from the limelight, is the best way to go about it. And, my relationship with Kat has been so good, I think, because we've kept it out of the limelight. Our own personal life and the stuff we do together and the stuff we like to do, and we keep it out of the limelight. And that way, we can have it for ourselves and not have it ruined and corrupted and just toxified by these fucking really mentally ill people. All right? And it's a good thing. It is. It's a really good thing. So that's what I would say he says 8 years. In the over 10 years I've been a content creator for the internet, number one, learn to walk in someone else's shoes and learn to watch what you say, because when you say something stupid and you don't know what you're talking about, you can actually influence a bunch of people to have a negative opinion about something that maybe necessarily you shouldn't, especially if you're not informed. Listen, I know well from all the idiotic people out there who are content creators who've talked shit about me, who know nothing about me. They don't watch my content, they know nothing about me, yet they talk shit about me to jump on the fucking bandwagon. I know how you can be negatively affected by a misinformed idiot, all right? And I used to be a misinformed idiot. So one thing I've learned is to not do that kind of stuff anymore, all right? And the other is to separate personal private life from public life. They do need to be separated in order to just maintain some realm of sanity, okay? So there you go. All right. Moving on. Ace H here. He says, "Hey there, Phil. Something came up. I'm able to come back earlier. At any rate, do you think it's fair for Kingdom Hearts 3 reviewers to give it a low score because they haven't played the earlier entries in the series?" Depends. I don't know. I haven't read any reviews. So here you go. Here's a perfect example. I could say, yes, no. I don't know. I don't know what Ace is referencing, because basically I don't know what these reviews are saying. Okay? But what I can tell you is this. If Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game that actually required you to play every other fucking spin-off and other title in this franchise to understand it, yeah, that's a major fault of the game developers. Sorry, it's just true. When your company, who made Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 in a relatively short period of time, and they were great games, and then you spent the greater part of the last decade only making spin-offs to make cheesy cash-in money instead of making Kingdom Hearts 3. Then when you finally make Kingdom Hearts 3, no one can fucking understand it because no one played all those games. That's the fault of the game developer, not the fault of the gamer or the reviewer. And I've been saying this for years and years. That's bullshit that I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and now supposedly I need to read hours of lore and watch recap videos to explain the story and everything. No, it should just make fucking sense if you bought the game. That's like saying, that's like saying you're watching a movie franchise, okay? And you're watching, how about this? If you just watch the Avengers movies, all right? If you just watch the Avengers movies from Marvel, will you miss out on a lot of supplementary materials? Yes. But if you just watch the Avengers movies, do they still kind of make sense? Yes. You could watch the Avengers movies and not worry about, I missed out on 12 supplementary spin-off movies that were required to understand it. You don't need to understand everything. You could just go along for the ride and have a good action-packed thrill ride, even if you don't understand the nuance of every character that's present in these movies. All right? Are you missing out on a lot of supplementary lore and everything and understanding the big picture? Probably. But you can watch Avengers 1, 2, and 3 and just enjoy it and not have to worry about, I don't know who what's going on or anything. It's pretty basic and understandable. If you can't just play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 and understand what's going on, that's the fault of the game developer, not the fault of the consumer. And if that's what the reviews are saying, I agree with them. but I haven't read the reviews, okay? So I can't say either way. That's what they say or what they don't say. Now, if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, if you haven't played any Kingdom Hearts games, and you come into Kingdom Hearts 3 as your very first game in the series, and you hate it, that's going to be hard too. That's tough for me, because at least that's like saying I watched only the third movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I don't understand what's going on, so therefore I hate the series. It's like, well, wait a minute. You knew it was a trilogy. It said there's for 3 movies, you have to watch them in succession, right? You chose not to play the first major 2 installments, so you chose not to watch the first 2 movies. Of course, you're not going to understand the last one, all right? So again, it depends on what they're saying. I don't know what the reviewers are saying, okay? So there you go. Ladder Slider cheered. He said, "What about the talk radio station?" I think he's talking about Grand Theft Auto 3. The answer is no. Even the talk radio and all the Grand Theft Autos were sold as separate CD soundtracks, and they will also get Content ID matched on YouTube. So no, we just like the other 2 games that I played last year, we cannot use the radio in the game. All right. Tanamounder did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you, Tanamounder, for the cheer. 2-Bar King did a 105-bit cheer. That actually makes 2-Bar King the top cheerer for today. Let's get 2-Bar King up here on the leaderboard. Come on. There we go. Alrighty then. And then we had JJBX22, who did a 50-bit cheer and says, "You banned me for 500 seconds because I exposed you for rage quitting against Jevil yesterday." No. I timed you out for 10 minutes because you've been spamming the fucking stream chat constantly since yesterday like a little child, a little petulant, spoiled brat child. "You need to be Devil. You gotta go back and be Devil. You gotta fight Devil, Devil, Devil." And even people in the stream chat today were like, "Oh my god, this guy is back and he's spamming this again? What the fuck is his problem?" So I timed you out appropriately for derailing and basically being a little shithead. What did you expect was going to happen? Like, seriously, there's a rule. You cannot spam stream chat. You spammed stream chat. You got timed out. You're lucky I didn't ban you. So, know your place, behave like everyone else, and you'll have a good time. If you act like a little petulant brat, you'll probably not have a good time. Okay? By the way, I don't even see the guy in the chat anymore, so more than likely he ended up getting banned before I even got to read his cheer. Okay. Alright, so shout out to Orcs Are Dorks, who has resubbed for the 16th month in a row. And he says, "Yay me! Congrats to Orcs Are Dorks. Thank you very much for the 16 months of support. Very much appreciated." And DC Fan has also subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, DC Fan, for the sub. That is much appreciated. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's see how we're doing. Have subs gone up or down? Subs have actually gone up. Let's update the sub counter. That's good. Went up by a couple subs here. Also, I just received a 400-bit cheer from Death K, who did who said, excuse me, bleh, tongue twister. Let's try that again. He said, "Been watching you for years. Keep up the great work." Thank you very much to Death K. Very nice. Thank you, thank you. Let's get you up there for top chia. Here we go. That is 400. 400 bits. Very nice. Okay, so a couple quick things. Number one, what I'd like to do is give a shout out to the top cheerers so far for the week. Of course, it's very early in the week. It's only Tuesday and it reset on Monday, so only 2 days in, but I want to give some credit. All right. And then we're going to get started. All right. So, thank you to the following people who have contributed so far this week with cheering. It is much appreciated. Thank you for your contributions. In 10th place, we've got Captain Caveman. In 9th place, it's a tie, actually, for 8th between Hardy Buck and Kanji Monster. In 7th place, Mr. Papavera. 6th place goes to Smalley 100. 5th place goes to Conan the Barbarian. 4th place to 2-Bar King. 3rd place, Death K, with that cheer he just did. Second place, Freddy Ballsy. And first place, Eternal Napalm. All right, very nice. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that very much. All right. So last, before we begin, guys, just a reminder. I talked about this at the beginning of the pre-stream. I'll say it again. Right now, I really need your support. I really need your help in regards to getting through the next week and affording all of my bills. If you tip me, it helps me the most. I appreciate cheering and subbing and patron pledges and Teespring, everything. But tipping me helps me the most, because anything you tip me now goes straight to my bank account and lets me pay bills. So please consider tipping me if you at all can. We have a tips goal of $200 today. I'm hoping to reach by the end of today. There's 2 ways to tip me. You can either click the tips jar button below the stream or type !tip into the stream chat. Right now we have got no tips, so it would be very easy for you to get up on the leaderboard here, okay, as the top tipper for the day. So please consider it. Helps me out. And, 1 more week to get through until I'm finally out of the risk zone, the danger zone, as they say, with this bullshit going on. Okay? Okay. All right. So. Alright. Get everything set here. I'm getting everything adjusted here. Alright, well, Hank Duma just tipped me another $10. He says, here's another tip for me to start the tip goal. Hopefully again with the same success as yesterday. Yeah, actually, it was yesterday, Hank who got the tips going with the $10 tip. And then we ended up hitting the tips goal, which was really awesome. So thank you very much, Hank. Let me get you back up on the leaderboard as the top tipper for today, the only tipper for today so far. And then we'll get the tip goal moving here. There we go. Thank you, thank you. All right, I actually just received a $3 tip from Jixie979, who says, greetings from the Czech Republic. Been following your channel since 2011. Thank you very much to Jixie. And let's go ahead and update that again. So now we're up to 13. Very cool. Thank you guys very much. All right. So the deal is, we're going to start. As you guys know, I have to boot up the game, which then we'll start playing the intro, which I can't record because of music. I guess we'll see how this goes. I don't know at what point you can turn the music off. Okay. I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see. Okay. Get my headphones on here. And we'll boot her up and we'll begin. Alright, guys. Grand Theft Auto 3. Hope you guys are hyped. Here we go.